Hey, Scott Lara, president of militaryfairs.com, your one-stop shop for travel. If you're a member of the military, if you're a veteran like I am or a family member of a military person, militaryfairs.com. Wow, it is May already. And if you haven't made your summer vacation plans, I know you're considering it right now. You know, there are so many great destinations out there, and I've been to many of them. Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Bart, St. Kitts, St. Thomas, San Juan. Been to San Diego. I'm from Chicago. I do live in Jacksonville, Florida, though. And I've been to Italy, Spain, France. I've been all over the world. And a lot of those places I've been with my wife. But for my time in the military, when I sailed over in the Med, Italy, Spain, France, Gibraltar, Morocco. And my wife was not with me. I was like 18, 19 years old when I was in the Navy, and I visited all those places. I'm saying all that to say this. If you're a member of the military and you're, first of all, stationed in Europe, definitely take advantage of the Eurail to go around to see the different places, or you go to militaryfairs.com, grab a flight from A to B, go to a different city, check out some interesting things there. But I will tell you, I'll be 63 in August. And over the last several years, I've lost several friends, several from my high school days, several close friends that I've known personally. And I learned many years ago, actually, I'll get personal with you. My dad passed away at 66 years old of prostate cancer, and that hit me really hard. My dad and I were very close. He's an Army veteran. But the point I'm trying to say is that we have this one life. We have this one at bat. And I'm just encouraging from my heart to yours, get out there and travel and see the world. And I will tell you, the experiences I've had by traveling are just amazing. You know, you flip through of course, back in our day, we had the photo books or remember the slides? We used to do slides up on the screen. Now we have our iPhones where we can, document our travels there, or we can document them on YouTube or other places. But this is your shot to see some great places, and militaryfairs.com is the place to go for deep discounts on traveling. If it's airfare, if it's going to hotels, if it's going to different destinations, we can help you not only save money, but be there for you to give you those tips when you travel. You can email me directly, scott@militaryfairs.com, and I'm happy to share with you my knowledge of traveling pretty much all over the world. Again, I love the Caribbean. I've been there because I've cruised so much. 150 days on Holland America, 75 on Carnival. I've been on MSC. I've been on NCL. Been on Royal Caribbean. So if you have questions about cruises or traveling or different destinations, email me directly, scott@militaryfairs.com. I'd love to engage with you and let you know the experiences I've had and give you some tips on things to do. I'll tell you, if you're a foodie, like I love food. I love pizza. I love all kinds of different food. When I went to Italy, I tell you, the gelato, the spaghetti carbonara, there's so much good food there, all over Europe. And someone I know, actually two people I know, are going to be going to Greece in June. They're going on a 7-day cruise there, and they're going to experience all the Mediterranean food there. My son and my daughter-in-law actually went to Greece last year or the year before. Great food. They traveled around there. My son actually backpacked through Europe for a couple months, and then he went back to Madrid to go to school. So what I'm saying is, we got this one at bat. And Gary Vaynerchuk, who is kind of a mentor of mine, Gary V, says there's a 400 trillion to 1 shot to be here. And go out there, go out and enjoy it, share it with your family and friends. And if I can be of help to you, give you any kind of advice or any kind of suggestions or tips, email me directly, scott@militaryfairs.com. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Book today. Book that airfare, as airfare prices, they fluctuate. They can go up, they can go down based on oil prices. They can go up and down based on availability. And let me just touch on that a minute. I know somebody who's going to go to Cancun in June. and he's been looking at airfare. And airfare is kind of going up and down, right? But the problem is if you don't book, if let's say, for example, I'm going to Cancun in June, right? Let's just say that for fun. If I keep waiting and waiting for airline prices to go down and they don't, or they stay the same, great, I'll book it. But the problem is if those flights I want to take get sold out, then what happens? For example, let's say on Frontier, I could fly from Orlando to Cancun. There's like a 7:30 a.m. flight, gets me in at like, 9:30, 10 a.m. to Cancun. Well, if that flight is filled up, because I'm waiting for the prices to go down, what's going to happen? Oh, now I got to catch the 11 a.m. flight. May have to go through Fort Lauderdale, or I may have to catch the noon flight to leave from Orlando, go to Atlanta, and then down to Cancun. So what am I saying? You've got to book early because you can't only just look at prices, you got to look at your itinerary. The flights I usually take from Orlando to Cancun are nonstop. And I love nonstop flights, right? You're not sitting in Miami for an hour. You're not sitting in BWI for 2 hours. You're not sitting in Houston for 2 hours. And a lot of my friends fly airlines from Jacksonville. They got to go through BWI. They got to go through Miami. They got to go through Houston or Dallas. And who wants to spend their whole day traveling? A very close friend of mine says, hey, Scott, always count that day of travel before and after a trip to Cancun because you're getting up early in the morning, you're stressed out, you're getting your stuff, and you're going through security, and then you got to catch the van. And so, like from a Cancun airport to TRS Yucatan is about an hour and a half ride, and the van ride from Cancun airport to TRS Coral is about 45 minutes to an hour. So then you got a more time, that you're burning that first day. And if you get in early enough at these resorts, the rooms may not be ready till later on in the afternoon. So, you get your bag and you throw your swimsuit on, you go swimming or hang out by the beach, and then your room's ready and you go from there. But the advice my friend gave me was priceless because that day before and that day after travel, you got to consider that because that's taken away really from the restful vacation time you're having. And that's kind of like with my son-in-law and daughter who are going to Greece in June. To be able to go in there a day or two ahead and stay a day or two after their cruise, and they're actually going on Virgin Voyages. That is just critical because you never know when something can happen. I read something the other day, an airport, they had protests out there, and the person was coming off a Holland America cruise, and they couldn't catch their flight because of protests. Now, who would have thought about that? I mean, you could think of a Boeing plane or something, or another plane, or a crew, or flight delays, or weather, but a protest out in front of the airport overseas, holding you up a day, and then it's going to cost you a fortune to fly back, unless you have travel insurance. Now, if you had travel insurance and you read that fine print, you may be good to go. But again, the fine print, if it's an act of God, this, that, and the other, who knows? But to conclude, let me just say, go to militaryfares.com right now. Book your airfare, book your hotel, book your destinations. You're going to get a great price. You're going to get a great deal. And I know you're going to have a great time. Scott Lara, president of militaryfares.com.